Wow, wow, wow. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, July 3rd, and while the world has gone crazy over these ransom notes and whether they're real or not, and as Ashley Banfield says, she has whiplash, I was with my family kind of laughing, if you will, trying to celebrate Canada Day, which got canceled in my 57 years of living in Ottawa. I'm just over the river on the Quebec side now. Never had seen Canada Day canceled because the world, the weather, everything has gone nuts. But y'all, I said from the beginning, and I still continue to say, those notes are real. Are they real as in they ever intended to give Nancy back? No, 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 no. But did they come from the perps who took Nancy? I've been saying it all along. The FBI, as you've probably heard by now, and I'm going to show you in a minute, came out with a post and said they still believe that there's a possibility that they're real and that they're still considering this a kidnap for ransom case. But every single cop, and including Chris McDonough, who I love and respect, they've all come out and said they don't think they're real. James Hamilton from the FBI, all of them have come out and said they aren't real. Well, holy F, are we in trouble? Is Nancy in trouble? And then nobody's talking about the fact that the Nanos and the FBI both have public statements that have come out. Kash Patel came out with a statement, which Nancy Grace covered last night. But nobody, except for Nancy Grace, I'm sorry, I need to redact that. Nancy Grace. Thank you, Nancy Grace. Love you. Nancy Grace is trying to tell her guests, how can you say they're not real? Savannah said they're real. The FBI came out and said that they think that there's something there, that they may consider them real. They haven't discounted them. Hence why Savannah, Annie, and Cameron went on camera not once, twice, to talk to the perps. And yet you still have professionals out there saying, they're not real. They're not real. They're not real. Well, holy crap. Poor fucking Nancy. Nancy's in trouble. Like, she was in trouble from the get-go. Now, I had to take a few days off because we had our own family stuff going on here on my ex-husband's side. My kids had to leave town. Then we had another family little thing going on. I've got my own crap going on here. My daughter's birthday's in a couple days. We had Canada Day. And I just needed some break from the chaos, y'all. I mean, I just sat back and laughed and watched all the reporters kind of, did it happen? Here's my source. Here's my source. Here's my source. My source said this. My source said that. I knew Reuters was baloney. I knew the Reuters was baloney. Reuters might be considered, as some of the reporters have said, very credible, but Harvey Levin has also been reported by Brian Enton to never be wrong. And he was involved in the case. Now tell me, what kind of stupidity would it take for Harvey Levin to decide to tell the world something that would later prove to be a lie? I mean, that would be egg on his face. Reuters hasn't been involved in this case once. Haven't seen one report from Reuters. And everybody's like, I believe it. 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 Oh my effing God. You guys need some intuition. You guys need some intuition. Because I knew from the very first couple of days, from the onset, before we even heard about the notes, when I was doing a Nancy Guthrie live, I think the one and only live I did, I said, I think they're real. 2 hours later, boom. And I have said all along that I believe the first two notes to have been real. We've talked about the ceremony, and I'm going to get into the guy, the girl, the woman, and her son who've been out looking. We're going to talk about that in a little bit today, because she has not been able to locate Nancy, but I've been validated that she is there. It's been validated and confirmed. But I cannot believe that nobody is talking about FBI. Well, that's their domain. Nanos. Well, that's their domain. Who's in charge of the effing case? Because neither one of them seem to be claiming responsibility for this shit show. This is not a rant video, but I am going to unload here for a second because I am so disillusioned, so disappointed, and angry, quite frankly. It makes me want to write an open letter to Kash Patel or Donald Trump. Somebody get a hold of this dipshit Nanos who claims it's not his responsibility. Who's taking charge of the case? Because they seem to be trying to deflect and point. I'll tell you why I think that Reuters thing was leaked. I think the Reuters thing was leaked because people started to question, well, hello, why wasn't the ransom paid? If they were real and then they were worried that it was going to look bad, yet just like Nancy Grace said, yeah, of course it's going to look bad on Savannah. If they thought the ransom notes were real and then they tickled $152, Chris McDonough started to come out and say, well, not all FBI agents are created equal. Do we have the best of the best on this case? And I would concur. I concur with that sentiment. What kind of buffoons are on this case? And I'm sorry if I've overstepped, but we don't know, do we? And right now we got nothing. We got nothing. And we got the ping pong ball of blame going on. Not our fault, not our fault, not our responsibility, not our responsibility. Like 12-year-olds in a fucking play school campground or a camp or fighting over a toy. Like, what the hell? You're grown adults and there's a woman missing. Okay, rant over. I'm going to show those in a minute, but I am beyond disappointed and disgusted at the behavior. And are we all in effing trouble if this is the caliber of law enforcement that we all have to look forward to? Should we ever need help? This is the quality. Give me a break. So yeah, I think the FBI heard Chris McDonough's, criticism, and somebody with some, narcissistic attitudes and didn't like being blamed thought they would come out with the Reuters story to deflect. Well, we didn't think they were real. Yeah, really? Because that's not what the official statement said. The official statement has not dismissed them. And in fact, the official statement says that even the notes to Harvey, although not as likely, also have not been completely dismissed. Yeah. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. So I'm going to show you a few things, and then I'm going to show you the woman that I've been communicating with video when she went out to look for Nancy, where I told her to. I kept feeling the whole time she was a little bit too far east. So I'll show you that. But I also validated, because I do that with all my remote viewings. I do that, all the time, because I'm not egoic. I'm here to find Nancy. And when you're remote viewing, and thank you for the woman that commented who's new to the community, who's studied remote viewing, and said, like, I don't know what you're doing, but it's sort of not really just remote viewing. No, at the very beginning, I don't know if you recall, for those of you that have been here for a while, and thank you for everybody who've subscribed, I was just getting like super little flashes. And then I started, sorry, I have a cut from when Ryder was here. He pulled on the leash, so that's not like dirt. It's just a literal cut. I had like really done very like just snippets of like remote viewings, which is typically what you get in a remote view. And then I started adding literal binaural beats, hollow sync beats, music to the background during my meditation into the remote view and during my remote viewing. And that's when Nancy came in and started like telling me to pan and whatnot. And that whole thing where we found the sign, where I found the sign, y'all, I got off there and I tried to find the friggin' sign, and I was told, I'll do that for you here today, show you. Earth view not available. Earth view not available. Y'all watched it. Earth view not available. Earth view not available. Earth view not available. I did it over and over and over and over again. And the reason, as I told Anne, who went out searching with her son and is going to go back, and I've been communicating with over the last couple of days, as I've watched that and trying to zero in where she may be off track, I second guess myself, because that's somebody without an ego. Not that I don't have an ego. We all need ego for ambition and whatnot, but you know, a lower ego. Like my intention is to find Nancy, not to be, right. And I've told you from the get-go, location is one of the hardest things for me. And I think for a lot of psychic mediums. And I asked last night going to sleep. Oh, I got to tell you a couple things here. Last night going to sleep, I asked my guides to confirm for me whether I was on the right track or not with Nancy. Is she here in this area? Am I completely out to effing lunch? Well, first of all, before I went to bed, I did a pendulum. And I did the pendulum like 5 times. And yes, you're on the right track. But the pendulum can sometimes, if you're not in a neutral state, just like anything else, if you are not completely neutral, you can influence it. So I asked for double confirmation when I went just laying in bed, please show me if I'm on the right track. And I get this snippet, when you're all like you're half asleep, and I get this flash. Remember when Nancy had all the yellow ribbons tied up at her, like the trees of all the neighbors were taught, like the bows were on their mailboxes and in the trees, the yellow ribbons. Okay. Well, I get this flash and they're red. Remember the red flag? The red flag. And then it dawned on me, remember the FBI were out there digging in the septic tank? Remember when JLR was out there, and I think maybe Brian Etten covered it? Remember when the FBI were in the backyard and he was like stirring in the septic, and we're like, what the dang is he doing in the septic? Buried in nature. So don't tell me they didn't take that note to be somewhat legitimate. They were digging and looking for Nancy to see if she was buried in the backyard, if she was in the septic tank. The other reason with the red ribbon validation, and the other reason, as I said to Anne, that I was, and still, well, a little less convinced because she hasn't been found there yet. But when I found that little boy, it was me that first found where he was. And then several of us, as I've said before, helped zero in because he was moving, and he was in an underwater cave, but we communicated with the little boy who was deceased and helped the divers connect to exactly where he was. But it was my guides. We had met with the family. I've showed this case before. Let me pull it up and I'll show you here now. Okay. A very sad case. This was September 1st. I guess he was 11. I kept saying 12. We were told 12 by the aunt. So parents are divorced, mom, an attorney from Ottawa. And September 1st, 2018, Labor Day long weekend, 11-year-old Joshua Steinberg from Ottawa drowned after a speedboat hit a wave and capsized on the St. Lawrence River in Rockport, Ontario. 4 others on board were rescued, but Joshua did not resurface. His body was recovered 48 days later, October. So I guess it was October. Okay. So what happened was, there is part of the article. Mom has become an advocate for life jackets because, well, freak boat accident. Dad had just bought, parents were divorced, a new cottage. I love this, called the St. Lawrence Thousand Islands area. You can get right on the US border. In fact, half of the St. Lawrence is on the US border. And some of the islands there are on the US border. And so, and it flows into the St. Lawrence, or it is the St. Lawrence, sorry. It flows into the ocean. Let me just get rid of this ad. And the divers, the police divers, Dad hits a wave really hard with his new boat, and it goes up and capsizes, and there weren't enough life jackets for everybody. And his sister had to decide which kid she was going to go in and save. So that's why Mom, the lawyer, they're divorced, has since been an advocate for life jackets being requirements to be worn in a boat. It's very deep water. It's very fast moving. And police divers, they had the police, they had the coastal people out, they had the OPP police, they had several agencies of divers out looking for 2 weeks. When Laura Traplin, who I trained under, was also a member of Find Me, who was the one that referred me to Find Me. And us in the group of those of us that trained with her were asked to come in and meet with the aunt, the mother's sister, and keep looking. And she hired her own diving team, and they gave us the details, and we were asked to go home that night and find where he was. And I asked my guides where he was and was taken to the exact house that he was underwater in front of, in an underwater cave. And that is deep, black, dark water, fast moving, and effing cold. Now, September wouldn't have been cold, but anyway. And that's how we found him. So I assumed, given the fact that that panned directly to that sign, that my guides were taking me there, because I can't get back there. I can't for the life of me get back there. Let's try it right now. So here we are. Let me show you where I am so you can see. We are here at the launch pad. I'm just trying to enter Street View. Enter Street View. Right at the bottom, no Street View data available here. Can you see that? Can you see the pop-up? No, you can't see the pop-up. That is so weird. Well, did it disappear? Enter Street View. Can you see no Street View? Yeah, there, you can see it at the very bottom. No Street View. Let me do it again. I'll make myself small so you can see. Here I am. I'll try it over here. Let's go enter Street View here. No Street View data available here. Let's go. Let's try here. No Street View data available. No Street View data available. Like, what the dang? Somebody said you had to take a picture. I didn't take a picture. So you were there. I was live. I never took a picture. I got into the Street View and no Street View available. Like, what the hell is going on? I can't get back in. I have tried to get back in. I can't get back in to Street View. So I firmly believe, given everything and how that just got to that sign, and there was this tall cactus that I told you would be a marker. Now, I don't think she was buried directly under it, but it was meant to be an indicator as a marker, because right by that sign, it's the only one that stands right out and it's big. I can't get back. I don't know. You tell me, but I don't know if that's a coincidence. I just don't think that is a coincidence that I can't get back in there days later. No Street View here. No Street View here. It's freaking weird. Agreed? It's freaking weird. Oh, and by the way, thank you to everybody who said keep the money. Don't want to get into too much information here, but as you know, I haven't had a haircut because of the financial situation. I've had 3 haircuts in 6 years. So I'm going to go get a haircut. And I think I've told some of you, or way earlier on, that I had my hair dyed blue, almost jet black, and I got myself some dye. So we're going to dye my hair. And I needed like underwear. So not to, like I said, too much information, but and skirts, because I have not been able to buy clothes for myself and literally have been wearing see-through skirts. I'm like, I dress like a gypsy, truthfully, like a tube skirt, long just to the ground, and then a t-shirt over top, or a shirt or a blouse or something, all the time in the winter. It's comfy. It's my vibe. It's me, gypsy, hobo, not hobo. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God. Boho. God, I'm tired. Still haven't finished my coffee. Boho, gypsy kind of look. And so I wanted to say thank you so much. I so appreciate it. I really do. I needed that stuff. Well, the haircut I need, but the dye is a treat. I gave myself one treat. Oh, and I bought a selfie stick so that I can come to you, because I want to do walk and talks. So I have a selfie stick too. So thank you for all your donations. I truly appreciate it. Now I have 2 people to return money to. I haven't done so yet because I'm thinking, and I've just emailed the woman after a week of not getting back to her because of the crap I was dealing with my own family and just needing to recharge because we've got so much going on. I needed a couple of days in between for my own mental health and physical health. I need a lot of downtime. And I really didn't get it in the last week until yesterday. No power, like heat wave, even with I have a 1-unit AC in my apartment, but it's like hot. So I finally got back to her, and I am wondering if I should get out there if Anne's not able to find her. And I've told her she's not going to be able to dig alone. No way. And while the other guys got back to me, Jim, Exploring with Jim, and 857 Damien Tucson, saying thank you, they have not. AJ actually subscribed to my membership. Thank you, AJ. But I don't know whether they're out looking and Anne's going to be alone, but she's not going to be able to dig alone. And so I'm reconsidering going back out there. There's been flight delays. It's just been a shit show, and it's Mercury retrograde, and that's like not a great time to travel. But I am reconsidering. And so I don't make big decisions quickly. I need to sit with them. And it's just been so much chaos here. I've had, like I said, barely any time to really sit. So I just need some time to really consider whether I should go out and I can be helpful for Anne. I'm going to show you her looking here in a second, and where she was and where I pointed to. But first, I just want to go back to a couple of the earlier statements that I made about, oh boy, are we in trouble? Let's watch this for a second. But before I just remembered, before I do that, remember I told you all that my dad had been here? I thought it was my dad. Ever since me saying, Dad, tap once for yes and 2 for no, it's not happened again. And it was going on every night for months. So last night when I was laying in bed and I asked, again for confirmation, and I'm like, Dad, where have you been? Like my dad came in and I could smell my dad. So now I'm wondering, remember the remote viewer from the FBI that I told you that came in? Now I'm wondering if that's been him all along. It's not happening anymore. I'm not sure. I'm just telling you. I'm not sure. Now let's watch this. And I just want to say, if you can hear fans in the background, I'm so sorry. I normally turn them off, but it's way too hot. I cannot do that today, so I apologize. But listen in here.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Banfield, and this is Drop Dead Serious. And do I look like I have whiplash? Because I have whiplash. I just finished recording an episode of Drop Dead Serious, and wouldn't you know it, this happens. Let me explain what this is. There is a massive flurry of developments in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. I'll start here. Reuters came out with a report that floored all of us, saying that their FBI sources have said that the ransom notes, all of them, are bogus, junk, scammers, liars, not kidnappers. And that got people freaking out. And so I began my day figuring out that episode. And halfway through my day, Harvey Levin from TMZ, who's been integrally involved in this story because many of the notes have gone to TMZ and investigators have followed into the TMZ building, into their servers, investigating with their teams. Harvey Levin said, hold the phone on that report, because the FBI sources I deal with regularly are saying that's not the case. It's more nuanced than that. I have way more detail than that coming to you in just a moment. But through all of this, it left us all thinking, well, who's Reuters talking to? They had an FBI source backed up by law enforcement saying all the notes are bogus. Harvey Levin, who spoke to two FBI sources, one in the investigation, one in leadership, said not quite. Some of that is true, some of that is not true, but the headline is big. And so I think with all the flurry of activity, the FBI based in Phoenix and, what do you know, the Pima County Sheriff's Department all decided it was time to say something. Hence my whiplash. So let me read you their statements before I drop this episode on you, okay? And pour a drink. So the FBI in Phoenix says this: the FBI and its task force partners have received several ransom notes over the course of this investigation. Some have been deemed to be extortion attempts without legitimacy. We did know that. There was an arrest in California, but that would connote plural. So, okay, I'm listening. Other ransom demands may potentially be legitimate and are still being investigated as such. This case continues to be investigated as a kidnapping for ransom case. The FBI has and will continue to offer all assistance possible in the investigation. However, local authorities remain the lead.
Okay. Yeah. FBI has said that the local authorities remain the lead. Other ransom demands may be potentially legitimate and are still being investigated as such. They haven't dismissed them completely yet. And Harvey told us that. He said, hold down, stand down. Remember Harvey's reporting? Stand down. They may be close to finding them. That person claiming to have the video of Nancy, stand down. They may be close to finding them. We are still being investigated as such. This continues to be, this case continues to be investigated as a kidnapping for ransom. Wow. Bombshell. All the cops out there, all the retired, all the ones we've been trusting. Nobody, I think maybe Dan, Big City Dan, said, And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I think he's one of the only ones that said, well, hello. Don't forget that they're there to show that second note, what I've been saying all along, the assumption of deceased. If that letter helps them expedite their 5 years. And there's another thing I want to say in a second here. Let's just go to this first. I gotta make some statements. And this is why I bought the selfie, because I want to do remote viewing, and then I want times so I can walk and talk for clarity about this case, because I need to be grounded to get my clarity, as I've already explained. And we can walk and talk through some things like I'm doing with you now, but I'm going to be out in nature. Hopefully that's going to help me process and get some epiphanies and some ahas, because I always do best in nature, including my remote viewings, which I've not been able to do in the last couple because of the heat here. But yeah, let's listen to the next little tidbit, which is also super fascinating.
And will continue to offer all assistance possible in the investigation. However, local authorities remain the lead.
Now listen to this.
Well, now you got my attention, because I want to know what Pima County says, since Pima is the lead. And here's Pima's statement, fresh off the press.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting response. Are we surprised? Throughout this investigation, the Pima County Sheriff's Department has received information regarding potential ransom notes related to the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie. Every tip and lead is taken seriously, and it is forwarded directly to our detectives, who continue to work in coordination with the FBI. Any questions regarding alleged ransom notes should be directed to the FBI. We appreciate the public's continued cooperation and the information provided throughout the investigation. Anyone with information that may assist investigators is encouraged to contact FBI or submit an anonymous tip to 88-CRIME. What? The FBI is like, well, Pima remains the lead, and they respond, any questions reporting alleged ransom notes should be directed to the FBI. Not for us, not our bag, not our problem. Not up to us if you decided to respond to the ransom. Now, I believe that to be the case. But then why is the FBI saying that Nanos continues to remain the lead? Is that just a clarifier for all of us? Because it kind of feels like you did it wrong. You did it wrong. Not my problem. Not on me. I didn't do it. You didn't do it right. I did it right. You didn't do it right. I mean, that's how it feels with the Nanos. He feels like a petulant little fucking 12-year-old. I'm sorry, he just is. And I'm kind of disappointed with the FBI here too, because I'm thinking about what Chris said, and I've said it before, not all psychics are equal, not all lawyers are equal, and it's true. We have been fed to believe, I use that one deliberately. We have been fed to believe the FBI are the be-all and end-all. But not all cops are created equal. Just like not all lawyers are equal, not all judges are equal, not all cops are equal. Sheriffs, clearly. Doctors, nurses, I don't care which industry you want to go into. We got people that care about their job, that are exceptional, which is about, from my coaching background, 5%. 5%. And I used to coach for Keller Williams International, who was the leading coaching company in the world amongst all industries for 10 years. So I know these stats. 5% of any industry are exceptional. 5%. So Chris is right. Do we have those 5% on this case of the FBI? Because I'm starting to wonder. And I'm very concerned now that if Nancy is not recovered, that we may never get answers to who did this in this case. Truthfully, we may never get answers. So I'm really focused on trying to locate her, because if we can bring her home, well, not only do the family and Nancy deserve that, maybe there will be some investigative data there that would help them lead to the perpetrators. So I just feel like we have overestimated the FBI and really put too much emphasis on their abilities. Now they have resources. Yeah, they do. But of the half a dozen or handful of agents now working to this, assigned to this task force, are they the best of the best of the FBI? Are they the 5% or are they in the 95%? And it's actually not 95 because there's 3 categories. There's 5 exceptional. There is 80% the average, and there's 5% that truly suck, are corrupt idiots like Nanos. He's the bottom 5. He's the bottom feeders of the pyramid, the scumbags. And to that end, did y'all notice the charges have been dropped for a couple of the streamers? However, Derek Colella, we're going to get to the stream. That's the last thing I'm going to do here is show you by going on and showing you what I discovered with Anne when she was out there on her live looking, where, by the way, she did not call me ahead of time. So I was looking at the comments from her streamers who don't know me. My ex-mod, Krista, had better stop trying to lie to people because she's going to get an email from me soon claiming, well, I know her. I've known her for years. You were my moderator for 6 months. Okay. You don't know me. I don't know you. And I fired your effing ass because you were a useless tit. Excuse my language. It's the fact. And you were also then relieved as a moderator from Mike Demand's channel. So stop telling people you know me, dearie, or you're going to get an email from me because it's not cool. Okay. Number 1. And number 2, somebody else. She only does tarot. No, I don't do tarot anymore. And so she's not a psychic. Well, tarot is a form of psychic work, by the way. And she's never found anybody before. Well, no, that's not true either. And this is how rumors on YouTube get started. People on Anne, and I'm not criticizing Anne, it's not her fault. It's just people in her chat saying shit about me and they don't even know their facts. So I'm here to clarify. Krista, watch your mouth. You're spreading lies. Okay. And the 3 other women that commented, she only does tarot. She's not a psychic. She's not a psychic. I like her rants though. And she's never found anybody, are not facts. Okay. Not facts. So just had to clarify that before I show you that stream in a minute. But first, did you hear Derek Colello? This is the democratic system that Chris McDonough was talking about. We just, the attitude amongst the corruptness in there. Nanos corrupt. Chris has shown the second in command corrupt. And now he shows us the DA corrupt. Also got caught for misuse of information or something. Like, you're the freaking DA. Like, OMG, is Nancy in trouble? Like, this case is very likely not to be solved, in my opinion, at this point. At this point, I have very little faith it's going to get solved unless we find Nancy. So let's focus on that. Let's go. So to finish my statement about Derek Colello, he gets probation. And Brian Enton did a quick clip, but Brian wasn't there like the guys on the ground, 857 Tucson and Mark the Shark, who went inside. So let's show you that really quickly. But Brian Enton fails to report, and I kind of feel like I've been hard on Brian lately because I guess I hold him to a higher standard for reporting, and I just feel like he's got too many cases going on right now, and he's juggling too much. Because had he actually talked to one of the streamers or watched there, he would have known. He's like, something to do with drug charges. He was high on meth when he showed up to court yesterday on July 2nd. They tested him for meth, Derek Colello, sent him immediately to rehab, and then he gets 5 months probation for texting Annie and Tommaso and a 9-second phone call asking about whether or not they got the ransom, the Bitcoin money. the ransom money. Well, let's watch these two clips quickly first. And then I'm going to show you what I told Anne. And it's only going to take a few minutes to get to where I want to show you what I said to Anne. So we're following AJ here, since he, thank you, AJ, reached out to me saying one of you reached out to him. Thank you. But I had also specifically said in my video for YouTubers to reach out to me before they head out there so I could help them. So there was also criticism of me in Anne's stream that I should be out there helping her. It was Canada Day. I didn't even know she was out there, people. So, like, give a girl a break, okay? This is on her stream, not you guys, but seriously. And I'm also showing you pictures of what was reported from the people that went inside, okay? And this is AJ's stream with Mark the Shark and Juanita and AJ coming out from the building.
What happened is
Here they are.
They're coming out, guys. They're coming out. He was on drugs when he sent the message, guys. He was on drugs. He sent the message.
He was on drugs when he sent the message.
Let's go. Mark is
Hearing
here.
recorded. Listen to these guys. They're going to tell us exactly what happened. AJ and Mark. He took notes.
5 years probation.
5 years probation.
5 years probation.
5 years probation.
He's got to go now. What's up? He's got to go
There's AJ.
Right now to rehab.
Right away to rehab.
They will find him.
5 years probation.
5 years
treatment
probation. Treatment today, right now. He's got to go right now.
In Arizona.
In there.
I'm
They
not
didn't
sure
say.
about that.
Yeah,
yet.
they didn't say. They didn't say
He
where.
tested positive for meth
he-
again.
He tested positive. Yeah, for drugs.
Yeah,
Today. Well,
Today.
Oh my
they
God.
tested him today, but he
4 days ago.
yeah, 4 days ago he admitted
Mark
that
the Shark,
he had drugs.
JW News,
Oh,
Inside
it's
the
crazy,
Courtroom.
man.
Yeah,
That
good
was
Good
wild.
job, guys.
Wild.
Good job,
Woo! Independent
Wild.
media over here, man.
Independent media. So, do you think he's going to be coming out the door?
He might, yeah.
Yeah,
he
we
might.
kind of got out of there real quick, so I'm sure they're coming.
Hey, thanks for the
Oh,
10
for real?
10 donation.
Yeah, so he had 2 counts 1 and 2, but the judge combined the sentence together.
He combined it, huh?
Yeah, or
Yeah,
this lady. that
Drippin', drippin'.
all the facts against him, she read out, like Nancy Guthrie was taken on this date.
That shit was
Like
wild.
all the details of the Nancy Guthrie case, the
All right,
judge
guys.
kind of read out as well.
Well, here he is.
Hey, how's it
We're
going,
together
guys?
finally.
How's it going, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Mark.
How you doing, man? Yeah, good to see you. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Finally. So wait, is he coming out or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he should be coming out.
gonna be coming out.
There's only one way out.
All right.
Man, that shit was wild, man.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. He came in. He
How
sat
long
by
is he got to
himself.
be in treatment for?
They didn't say. They didn't say where or how long. Did
No,
you say how long?
They didn't say any of that.
No,
No,
I didn't hear that.
no,
Hey,
Wow. They did not make an example out of him.
no.
For
nah,
people to-
probation.
Before he showed up in the courtroom, I was there waiting, and the judge came out and was like talking to the clerk, and I could overhear the two talking, and the judge was like, "Well, he just tested positive right now, so I think we need to bring him into custody." And then the other lady was like, "Well, I think he's going to go to treatment." She
Did they
was
say
like,
meth?
"Okay,
They
well."
said meth?
Yeah, they said methamphetamine. Yeah, yeah.
Well, they didn't make an example out of him.
Yeah, he should be coming out right
5 years.
So why am I showing you this? Well, one, because it's important to the case that he got a hand slapped. Hand slapped. Really? What an example they made of him. Because he was on meth, he got a lighter sentence. He got probation. He's not going to go to jail. Wow. What is happening to our world and the justice system? But the other thing I want to prove here, because I'm going to show you 2 clips. I'm going to show you Dan, Big City Dan, and I'm going to show you Brian Anton, because I'm trying to prove a point. And it's not to dismiss mainstream media, but when we think of Brian Anton, he falls in that category. Truly. Because if he had listened to the streamers before he posted his short, he would have known, or he would have made more comments about the math. And it just goes to show that the boots on the ground, the people that Those guys that are also collaborating beautifully together, even though they're actually competing, they're all down there together being buddies. That's the future of media. Let me show you what's not the future of media also in a second here, because this one is so, like, let me just show you 3 clips, okay? And then I'm going to a little bit of rant, because I think this is important. This is an eye opener for all of us into what's going on in some parts of the United States and in Canada here. Because in Ottawa, where I live, couldn't get the cops to look at my dad's case because they knew the lawyer. We don't go after lawyers. Well, the Ottawa chief just warned his cops publicly in a public statement that if they can't get their SHIT together, they're out. They're out. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere. That 5%, 80%, 5% rule, everywhere. Just human behavior. Some want to excel, some are lazy, and most people just want to be average, sadly. Okay, let's show you a few clips before we go to Anne. Again, I'm not coming after Brian, but I just have come to see him differently lately because nobody in mainstream reported about these guys' arrests. The charges have dropped, and they should be mainstream media. And that's what I'm going to call Brian Anton, because he still works with News Nation. Should be reporting on what happened, in my opinion. This directly involves reporters' rights. And like I said, he said he would look into it, and he didn't. And the charges are now being dropped. And so I'm disappointed in him. I thought he should have done better in this regard for this case. And I think he's got too many cases going on. But listen to this. Like, half the story has come out from Brian Anton.
Derek Calleja, who is the guy from California who sent the fake ransom note to the Guthries, has now been sentenced. He actually had to go to Tucson. He was in federal court in Tucson, according to the reporters there. And he has been sentenced to 5 years probation. Some conversation about his drug use also came up. He was apparently taking drugs before doing this, before sending this fake, ransom attempt to the Guthries. But he's now been sentenced to 5 years probation. And there are other people who it seems have done this too. So we'll see. I mean, they're taking this stuff pretty seriously for anybody who's getting involved in that way, as they should. In terms of the other ransom notes, an update there. If you guys have...
Okay, no mention of him being high in court, and they're taking it pretty seriously. Brian, he got probation. He didn't get a day in jail. How are they taking it seriously? And again, half reporting because he didn't take the time to listen to the streamers that were there. He was high in court yesterday. That's pretty relevant. And the fact that he got probation is not them taking it seriously, in my opinion. Tell me what you think. And again, I love Brian. I'm not trying to give him shade, although I am indirectly, because I just think he's dropped the ball, because the News Nation has got him running, as he says, all over the place with multiple cases. And this is why I don't cover more than one case at a time, and most streamers don't. Because if you want to get your facts, you got to research. You got to take the time to get the facts, all the facts. Let's listen to the last 30 seconds.
Have been following me. There was a Reuters report that said that the FBI thinks that all the ransom notes are fake. The FBI then came out with a statement and said that that is not true, that they think some of them are not real, but there are some that they still are investigating.
No, that's not what they said. See, this is where mistakes happen. They did not say that some of them are not real. We just read their statement. They said that they're still looking into some of them that could be real. And while the other ones may not be real, they are still investigating those. So this is where mistakes happen, even in mainstream media, when we can't get the exact facts straight. That's my point. That's my point I started with here with the bobble. Well, like, we have whiplash because we can't get the story straight. even mainstream media, those that we trust, do not get all the facts straight, which is why I go back to intuition. Intuition will tell you what you need to know faster and more accurately if you're good at interpreting the signals. So let's do two more clips because I want to make a point, and then we're going to see. Remember her? She's the one that Nanos fed the story to. Y'all, I remember her resting bitch face when she was streaming, covering the news directly beside JLR when JLR and all the media were out there. And I remember thinking, who is this chick? She's short, she's got a heavier bottom, and she just had resting bitch face all the time. And at the time, JLR was streaming and getting 1 million views a day. And I remember her being beside JLR, and I remember the looks, and I remember thinking, she's jealous. She's jealous that he's not mainstream and he's got all these views. And why am I out here right beside him and he's getting all the views? She's jealous. Now look at this reporting. And it should concern you. It should concern you. This is your local news station. This is News for Tucson, KVOA TV. Now look at this bitch face. She's reporting charges dismissed against YouTubers cited in Catalina Foothills crackdown. Now look at the animosity. I'm going to go small so you can see the facial gymnastics that she does when reporting this. She is so pissed the charges are dropped. And this is my point. You should be discerning who you watch, and we should hold them all accountable to the truth, the facts, and the fact that taxpayers are paying for this useless tit to report the news. Look at the facial here. Is something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. She cannot hide her disdain. Watch this.
Today, the Pima County Attorney's Office confirmed the dismissal of a public nuisance charge against one of the YouTubers cited in the PCSD's crackdown conducted in Nancy Guthrie's.
Let's go back. It kind of buffered.
Today, the Pima County Attorney's Office confirmed the dismissal of a public nuisance charge against one of the YouTubers cited in the PCSD's crackdown.
One of the YouTubers, let's look at it again. Man, she's so professional. Your tax dollars are going to this jealous tit. Now watch. Let's watch.
Down conducted in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood. And according to the police report, the sheriff's department states that they cited a man named Damian Enderly for live streaming and lingering in the Camino Escalante neighborhood. They go on to state that this man had been seen there numerous times and his presence within the neighborhood disturbed a resident. The Pima County Attorney's Office confirmed the charges.
She can't focus on the charges being dropped. She got to focus on the two neighbors who complained. And we've shown complained about what? She can't help herself.
Were dismissed without prejudice, meaning prosecutors could choose to refile if they want to later on.
Oh,
Today, Pima County Attorney.
You are so obviously jealous. Let me watch again. I just want you to watch the bitch roll on the face.
Attorney's Office confirmed the dismissal of a public nuisance charge against one of the YouTubers cited.
Against one of the YouTubers. She's jealous because she's not getting the clicks and views. Well, I think your name is Monica. It's time you understand. Mainstream media is dead, girly. Dead, done, over with. Gone. That's why Chris Cuomo started his own true crime channel, Ashley and Brian, and the layoffs of the mainstream media. Wow. Get your facts straight, girly. Get your facts straight. And I only do this to make a point, okay? You don't know who you trust is getting all the facts. Use your intuition, which is what we're going to do here with Anne. Let's go. By the way, if you haven't already subscribed to AJ and Ann, please do so since they're showing some support here. Ann's channel is Voices for the Missing. She went out there looking. I'm just going to play it forward a little bit until we get to a spot that's important.
Incredible. I was like, okay, this is a sign. This is definitely has to be a sign. So here we are. Right, River? Yeah, it was incredible, and I take those signs pretty seriously. So it was crazy. Yeah, when she says, "You will find me, my child," I was like, whoa, okay.
Nancy told her that. So I never met Ann before. We hopefully will meet on StreamYard, and somebody, like I said, from your group, you guys, somebody reached out to her and she went out looking, having not contacted me. But she had the night before a dream about Nancy. This is what she's talking about as she's walking towards the saguaro that we told her to go look for. Or in
Okay, I watched.
Told her.
What does it say? Usually silent, but figure I'd say hi. Oh, hello. Good to see you. Everybody's glad to see River out here. Yay. River. He is my sidekick this morning. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys on my phone holder. So when we stop for breaks, I will look at the comments. But if you have any questions, my mods are here to help answer any questions you guys may have. So I am going to put you up so that way you can see, and so you're not so wobbly and crazy. And I will check on you when we take breaks. Okay. Thank you guys. Huh? Oh yeah, there's horses have been on this trail.
Interesting.
Definitely.
You know, I said I thought they took her in by car. I'm wondering if they took her in over a horse. If they took horses in. Let's watch.
They have been on this trail. There's horse turds everywhere. I hope that's a good view for y'all. I don't know. I hope.
You're doing a great job, Anne. You're doing a great job. Thank you. I sent her an email. She's an earth angel, in my opinion. She's been out looking for Nancy all the time. This is crazy.
And I will try to.
It's incredible that she's doing this.
Check on all the comments when I am. Oh, bunny. When I am. When we stop for water breaks, I'll check my messages and I'll check the chat. Make sure everything's good. But for now, I kind of just want to focus on not stepping on anything I'm not supposed to, like rattlesnakes. So that's why I'd rather not focus so much on chat right now. Okay. We are getting down into the nitty gritty, and I hope the phone holds out.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward a bit. Okay.
So you know a lot of people's been down here, which is good.
Okay, right here. This looks like tire marks, but Anne is telling me not, but they would have been washed away, but she does not see tire marks. It looked like tire marks to me here. Okay.
We're close.
It's going to happen upon the
Yeah,
sign.
we are. It's not too bad. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
Not a bad height.
Not at all. Don't forget to hit. Okay. Hello. Okay. All righty. Oh, little bunny rabbit. Little bunny foo-foo.
I was curious about the fact that they saw a couple of bunnies. I mean, is it synchronistic? Maybe.
Okay.
Here's the sign. Here's a sign. She just walked by the sign, and I kept feeling at around here she should be more to her right, more westerly.
So
But she does find the saguaro.
we gotta go this way.
See, I think she should have
We
gone.
gotta go up this way.
She goes left, and I think she
Right?
should have gone right.
Oh, you're such a nut.
I feel like she should have gone right there, but
Okay. Okay, get onto that. Follow down till. Okay.
so they go left.
All right. It's actually not a bad hike at all. Not too shabby. Is it? It's not too bad, Riff.
It's almost there at the saguaro.
Okay. So, yeah, that dream I had this morning was pretty. I think I only slept for like 2.5 hours.
I went to bed, so
Did you?
yeah.
Oh,
No bunny foo-foo.
oh my gosh, how cute.
That was a bunny foo-foo.
That was a bunny foo-foo. So I only got like 2.5 hours.
See where the sun is? Remember I was saying the sun and the mountains were lower to the left. So that is seemingly
And that dream just
I don't know
like.
what time she's there, but I think it's early in the morning.
It was like such an awesome dream. I've never even met Nancy. I knew it was her.
I'm on 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Got it.
4 hours.
3-4 hours.
But, you know, I think confirmation was when I looked up at the sky and saw the full moon. I said, oh my gosh, this is a sign. It's like, I have to get out there. I have to get out there.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you. Now, there's no way a car would have gotten in here. And I asked if how they got in there, and she said a car, but I might have been wrong with that. Maybe they went in by horse. I am going to have to validate that and go back. But I did, as at the beginning of this stream, validate that she is in there. So, man, where is the question?
Oh, I hope I'm going. I hope this is the right trail.
No. And I said to her, I feel like she's way too far easterly right now. She should be more to her right.
Hope I didn't lose anybody. Everybody's still here? I hope. Oh, I really hope y'all are still here. Be fine.
No worries.
No worries at all. We got it.
Not as bad.
No. It should be good down here.
Well, she did
So
not
it should be
in
shade
the route that I suggested,
down
and she
here.
said that.
Jeez Louise, are we ever in here? Holy cow, look at that view.
Far left. The views.
Look at that view.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Remember I said Nancy Pan?
Isn't it?
You can see the houses in the lower mountains to the left.
I know.
So how it's a lower peak to the left.
Incredible.
But I think she's too far east.
Incredible.
He needs to be more to the right, in my opinion, I think.
Man, oh man.
She's gonna come to what
So
the right squirrel though.
if
That's
the perps
used.
came down here and everything, I don't think they would have taken this path.
No.
Little babies. Oh, I don't think they would have taken this route, only because they probably would have went through the wash
Yep.
area, and that's where they went, I'm guessing, because
There's a sign.
the wash, I think, would be easier to navigate with a thingamajiggy.
There's the sign, I think.
Okay. This is the spot. Okay, so we're in the right area now. Now we have to look for
26 minutes of walking.
saguaro.
It is there.
A
And how
tall
much sand is
saguaro
there?
cactus.
I think she's in under the sand.
Is it over there? Oh.
This way. Let's walk over
There's
here.
the crow.
We'll walk through here, because this is the exact spot.
I don't know. See, I guess that's the way the wash, it looks like tire marks, but it's the way the wash, when the rain hits, I guess, it makes it look like a ridge.
We're supposed to be at. So, and horses come through here too. You can see their hooves.
It's flat ground.
There's the plant. So I am going to continue to work with Anne. She tried to dig a little bit. Here, let me just show you that for a second. But I don't think they're down far enough, and I'm not sure they're in the right spot. She goes up to the saguaro. I don't think that she was in the saguaro, but it's not uprooted. Like there's no, I think she would have been and is potentially buried under the actual trail. I feel like I haven't watched the whole thing, but I know she starts to try to dig, and she sent me an email saying it's pretty deep, and it's pretty hard to dig, and that's what I said, you'd need quite a few people. Now, would it have been easier to dig in February? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not local. Anyways, I'm going to continue to work with Anne, and I'm going to continue to try to get more insight into her exact location. But Anne had the dream. You saw the video panning there to the sign, and I can't get back there on Google Earth. Then I get this validation that I asked last night before going to bed. Is Nancy in there using my pendulum and then asking for a sign? And as I'm almost asleep, get this flash of red bows like the yellow ones in front of Nancy's home on a tree. And remember, I had that red flag. I think she's here. I think that's a validation, but it's a freaking big area. So I'm going to do the best I can, but I cannot dismiss the fact that the Google Earth took us to that sign and I didn't do it and I can't get back there. That to me is a sign that we're close. But I'm going to continue to help Anne and continue to debate if I should head out there myself. Love and light, everybody. Thank you for doing all the YouTubey things. Thank you for all your beautiful comments and your support. I truly appreciate you all so much. Do the YouTubey things. See you soon.